Okay, hey guys, it's 2 o'clock on the dot at on Tuesday, and I've got two people in the back office here, or in the waiting room, so to speak. I've got Mark and Reed. I'll add them in a second. um, for you guys that are joining for the first time today, my name is Ryan. I'm the founder of DIY AI and also LSA Command. What LSA Command is a conversational AI agent and a software that leverages AI to generate pre-qualified, pre-sold leads for business owners using Google local service ads. I'm going to talk to you guys about AI in general, and then also specifically about some strategies that I'm using right now, in addition to obviously leveraging local service ads and LSA Command to generate leads for both businesses and also for agencies, which I think Reed is uh, backstage as well. And he's been in the DIY group. I think he also works with other businesses, so he's an agency owner. That's why I brought him up. But and also I believe Mark as well is a agency owner. But so I'll bring them on in a second, because it really is great to have a workshop when we can talk about specific situations, case studies, examples, so that you guys can really see the application of some of these concepts for businesses. And for you guys that don't know me as well, I have been helping businesses with digital marketing for the past 20 years. I own an agency. I'm the founder of an agency called Accelerate Marketing. It's been around for 20 years. And I developed this tool, LSA Command and Convertly, to help solve the number one problems, or the number one problem that I see businesses have, which is just answering the phone when they get those inbound phone calls from various strategies, whether that's local service ads or pay-per-click or Facebook ads, etc. And for you guys that are on for the first time today, you can go to our website at diyai.ai. That was the first iteration of LSA Command, was DIY AI, and that now has I've rebranded it to LSA Command, so that people could understand that it's not, you're not having to implement the AI strategy yourself with do it yourself, but it's really done with you, or done for you, in the form of the LSA Command software. If you do want to contact us, you can also contact me at or my team at 561-861-3238. You can also comment below the video wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Facebook, on LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Instagram, etc. Love to see your questions. I'll respond to them live, which I prefer to do, or on the recording. When the recording is done, I'll also respond after the recording. And you can take the conversation to the school community as well. All you got to do is just go to school.com, look up DIY AI, and you'll be able to find the information there. Now, and continue to ask any questions that you have there. I do want to point out that there's a lot of different strategies that you can implement as a business owner. And today everybody's talking about artificial intelligence. How do you get it to work for yourself? Are you implementing agents for yourself, like OpenClaw? How is the average person going to leverage this technology to to really help them accomplish their goals? And so that's what I'm here to help you do. And I'd like to bring in, just so you guys know, I mean, my agency, we've got over 400 5-star reviews. We've helped thousands of businesses worldwide, and we are partners with Google. I mean, we've been asked, Accelerate Marketing has been asked to be at the highest level of partnership for the LSA platform. And we've been partners with Google on the LSA platform, which gives us a lot more opportunity to help our clients, because we get access to additional information. that most other agencies don't get access to because we are in that partnership with Google for that particular platform. So all that being said, take it for what it's worth. I mean, I don't. There's a lot of things I don't know, but I do understand a good amount about Google local service ads, Google Business Profile, conversational AI, and leveraging agents to get work done. And so we can talk about that. And we've got a few people that are watching right now. And like I said, if you guys want to post any comments below wherever you're watching this, we'll answer those. And with that, I'll add Mark and Reed to the stage so you guys can ask any questions you want. I know that, Mark, you introduced me to one of your colleagues based on, you knowing that I understand local service ads and how to help, different agencies. That's primarily who our target audience is. I found that a lot of, I thought it was going to be business owners, but it's really turned out to be agency owners that are really resonating with the LSA Command product. And I'll show you why in a second. I mean, I've got Nathaniel. Nate right now is actually in California at an AI convention because I've suggested that he learn more about artificial intelligence. So he went there. Agencies are all meeting up there to learn more about AI and how to implement these agents, exactly what we're talking about today, in their business. And we are going to use, the reason why I bring Nate up is because we are going to use some of Nate's clients as example case studies. You'll see on the LSA Command website in a second what I'm talking about. But yeah, and then hey Reed, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Ryan. How are you?
Good. Yeah, good to see you.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Always looking forward to learning something. That's why I'm here. Thank
We'll
you.
see. We'll see if we, what we can learn today. Well, I've got some topics that I usually go over. I've got 3 topics that I was going to go over, but before that, I mean, I want to make sure that that I, talk about whatever you guys have questions about first. So, what questions do you guys have, and what are you seeing out there?
Do you want to go first, Reed?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you go right ahead.
Okay, so since we last spoke then, Ryan, you've kind of done the rebrand and presumably an upgrade along with it, right, for LSA Command. So you mentioned right at the front about it not just answers the phone from an LSA ad, let's say, but it qualifies and filters and so on. Can you talk to me a bit more about that and what the sort of features and functionality are now that you've done this upgrade?
Yeah, great question. I mean, that's like a softball. Thank you. I mean, I like it.
I'm here for.
Great, thank you. I thought you'd never ask. Okay, so let me go in and I'll go to the LSA Command. By the way, I don't know if you saw the new website. I just So it was the blackout color, and I really like the new white theme here. I use, by the way, Codex. Man, I really like Codex. Everybody on YouTube is can't say enough about Codex and its new release that they just came out with 2 weeks ago. I agree. Codex, ChatGPT 5.5 is so much better than the previous version 5.4, and everybody, I'd say 90% of people out there are saying it's better than Opus, and I agree. Especially for doing what I am interested in doing now, which is creating conversational, or not conversational agents, but agents that can get work done, not just conversational agents that are going to do like this, that you can add as a widget to a website, which we've been doing for 2.5 years now, or respond to a phone call when it's an inbound call, or a text message, when it's an inbound text message to a business. It's multimodal in that sense. It can do all 3, and it's got context of all those conversations. That's the promise that we have with our conversational AI agent, is that it, and we're actually building additional context that's not just a vector database context, that into some of our agents coming up here really soon. I'll tell you about that later on if we have time. Because really today, in where everybody's at, everybody's trying to solve for context. And the reason why is because if you've tried to set up OpenClaw or use Codex or Claude Cowork or Claude Code, you'll know, as good as those models are, Opus 4.7 or Codex 5.5, as good as those models are, they still can't do a job for really more than 4 to 8 hours, because they lose that context. And also not just because they lose the context, but they're just they can't stay doing one goal for that long. They're getting better. I mean, we've moved from 10 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour, probably 3 or 4 months ago, to now almost 4 hours. And, I see in the next 4 to 8 months, we're going to be able to have these things running 24/7, these agents, once we give them a goal. But now we're not there yet. And that's the thing that I see everybody trying to solve for is giving those agents proper context so that it remembers what you talked about yesterday, so you don't have to re-ask it to do the same thing. That's the big challenge. And that applies not only to an agent that you're setting up to do work for you, it also applies to an agent that is going to answer the phone for you. How good does it do in having context about the person that's calling in again? Or in a conversation, how much recall does the agent have, even in the conversation that it's having with somebody, to be able to behave more like a human so that it actually does a better job of having a conversation and making that conversation valuable to the person that is on the other end. So it's not good enough anymore to just have an agent that is able to talk to you quickly and sound human. It's now we're moving to the age of, okay, does it have a remembrance of what we've talked about? Does it have a context? And does it give you coherence? What is that end? Are you getting a coherent deliverable at the end, meaning all together with full understanding? What is that end product in terms of communication from the agent? Is it coherent or is it not? And I was talking to a guy that specifically develops context engines today, that's developing the new version of vector databases today. It's this guy that I was introduced to, and he used that word coherent. I thought it was a really good one. But yeah, everybody's trying to solve for this. So to answer your question, there are new upgrades that we've made to LSA Command. Getting back to your question, Mark, but does that all make sense? What I just shared there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you seeing the same thing? Or do you agree with that context is really the next?
Well, obviously, let's say you're installing this for a particular client, you want to grab all of the background and then anything specific to their requirements, their qualifications, their education that they might want to deliver in a voice, in voice or text context. So you need all of that, and it needs to be current, And now, from one one prospect or client to the next, then that would be even better. But just really as a low barrier to start with, you want to be carrying all of that background knowledge to be able to deal with the incoming inquiries and to filter them, in an effective manner.
Yeah, totally. And so let me get back to what I was saying, to your original question, which is local service ads command, or LSA command. And I talked about the general look and feel change that we got here with the website. We also changed the logo. The key is speed to lead AI, and I think that's a really good tagline, because that's really what we're trying to do. And one of the topics that I was going to talk about today is that this is really, it fits so well and I'm going to give you case studies to show you the proof. That's what's so cool. I mean, I'm going to show you proof today, because this was a hunch that I had 2.5 years ago, that if I solve this problem that I saw on almost every single call that I was on with owners and founders of businesses, typically service businesses, attorneys, etc., that we worked with, and that we work with, that we would see an increase in lead volume, because we were giving what Google wanted, which is, at the time, what I would want too, if I was having people find businesses on my platform, which is Google search, which is a great experience. How is it a great experience defined? It's defined as, okay, did I get my call answered in 30 seconds? Did I get my message lead responded to in 30 seconds? These are just, how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you don't respond quickly, then that's probably a good indication that you're going to continue that same behavior as a business towards that person that's calling you. And it's just going to be
elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just going to be, it's going to be a lackluster experience because that's how you started the relationship. And so that's why Google spends so much time on that, and the 3 R's. I sound like a broken record, I know, but this is really, and we've said it, I kind of had to make it different here, because it's not just 3 R's, it's 4 R's now, because we got a fourth one in there, which is refunds, which you get as a result of doing the first 3. So it's radius, reviews, response rate, and refunds. So we had to put a little wrinkle in there to make it a little bit unique here on the website. But and like I said, it's capture every lead before the competitors do. And that's really what the speed to lead AI is all about. And yes, this is a great example of the widget that is part of LSA Command, or Convertly, which is specifically the conversational AI component of LSA Command. And I've got some I don't know if you've been to the website recently, but we've got these are the case studies I was telling you about from real pool contractors from Nate. This is who, he's got some really good case studies, Advantage Pools, Champion Pools, Edgewater Pools. They show what happens when lead quality, response speed, and Google LSA feedback loops are tightened together. So when you give Google what it wants, then you get what you want, which is a 300% or 400% or 300% lead volume increase, and a quality boost of 75 or 70% or more. That's what we're looking for. And this is what we've seen. And I literally could not draw up these case studies any better. If you click on these, it takes you directly to the case study, and you can see the numbers here. I mean, these are, November to April, and you can see we went from 14 leads per month to over 50. We weren't done in April when we actually completed these case studies. So we ended the month of April with probably 50 plus leads. So it was like a perfect, increase in lead volume that we saw over time. And that's because not only do we have the AI answering the phone and responding to the message leads, which increased the response rate, or the under 30-second response rate, from 35% to 100% eventually, which then led to the lead quality improving from 2.58 to 3.30 on a scale of 1 to 5. That's almost a 1-point increase, a 20% increase in lead quality in 6 months. So the leads got better. They quadrupled or tripled, and the under 30-second response rate went tripled. And so just by doing this alone, you're probably going to convert, I'd say, 20, 30% more of those leads as well. So the compounding effect of all this is just amazing. These clients are all very happy, to say the least. And this is what you can get by implementing the three-pronged 3R strategy that I've been talking about for 9 years now. So I don't know how better to say that. I mean, I'm just happy that I've got some case studies finally, because I'm a sales guy, and I've been talking to my team about getting really good case studies, and everybody's been, saying, "Oh yeah, this is good, the 3Rs, but where's the proof?" And now we've got it, and it's like you just can't. It's the same. It's almost identical. These case studies, or if you go in and look at them, they're almost identical. And we've got more case studies, but I don't show them because the client didn't do what was necessary in order to get these results. What this proves to us is that you only get the rewards if you get the results. if you do what's necessary to improve the 3Rs. And that means filling out the surveys, which that's another thing that the AI does. So our AI fills out all the surveys, and it also books the calls. And then we now can have the AI gather reviews. So this is to answer your question finally after 20 minutes. It's in the website. It shows you exactly, with screenshots, what the process is. So these are real conversations, either via text or an outbound phone call from the AI to call somebody, to call the person that used the business's service. And this is what the text looks like. It's a link that's sent out like this, and it says, click the link. And so it gives a suggested review based on the conversation that the AI is having with the person. And so we just make it as simple as possible. All the AI does is just call the person up and has a really simple, easy conversation and says, hey, what benefits did you receive? Why would you recommend them? If the AI gets approval to do that, because it doesn't just say, hey, can you leave a review? It first says, hey, would you mind? How was your experience? Would you mind leaving a review? And then if the person says yes, then it sends this or texts this information to them. Yeah, so that's how it works. We also have to optimize the radius side of it. We integrate directly via the API to the LSA platform by and what we do is the person or the business can identify a specific service area with a polygon, because LSA doesn't make that available to you. So we had to create it. So we made the opportunity for you guys to create a polygon, and then the system identifies all the cities, counties, and zip codes that are in that polygon. And then you can just upload them right to your LSA platform. So you can identify many more areas, zip codes, counties, and cities that way, and therefore potentially get more leads that way, which is really good. So the other thing is that you can see this is the old way. This is what happens with businesses when they're slow to respond. Is you get this little blurb that says typically replies in a few hours, and then when we start using AI to respond or back up their human intake, then you can do things like being open 24/7. You can turn on message leads, and which gives you a nice increase in lead volume there, as you'd expect from just those two things. And then you get this little blurb that says typically replies in a few minutes. So you end up getting a lot more leads, because people obviously will want to go to a business where they see this versus this, or maybe even a few days. And a lot of these businesses are just they're closed at 6. So yeah, and then there's other things here, but I mean, this is what, obviously the AI does. It fills in the notes section in the back off in the platform, and it does book the call as well. And you can see that it does rate the lead, so the rating is submitted here. And that's what helps get better leads, because we let Google know what kind of leads that we're looking for, through this platform, and that's what gets us the results that you saw above. And
Yeah, because different clients are going to want different qualifications and therefore looking for different leads.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, we're really excited about it. I mean, it works really well. I mean, the case studies are, you can't deny them now. And I just think that anybody that's running local service ads, as far as I know, we're the first software in the world that does all these things. So you can get more reviews, you can optimize your radius, you optimize your response rate, and as a result, you can get more refunds, and you get the results that you saw there with increased leads and increased quality of the leads over time, typically.
Yeah. And all of that can be, I mean, the sort of the qualification can be all programmed into the AI and its database.
Yeah, it does. I mean, and that can be tweaked, the qualification process. I mean, but it's not 100%. I mean, the AI evaluating the leads, it doesn't always get the survey, exactly right, but submitting the survey is better than not submitting a survey. And you can see that what it leads to over time is an improvement in the lead quality. So we're focusing on the end result, and instead of actually perfectionism on the rating of the leads initially, so that can be improved and will be improved over time, for sure.
Yeah, I was more referring to the qualification for the client.
Oh, what do you mean qualification for the client? You mean like qualifying?
So a lead comes in, and the client requires checks off boxes A, B, C, and D.
Yeah. Well, then that qualification process is, as you know, I mean, is really created in the prompt and the knowledge base that we give the AI. And our AI, you can, it's prompt based. But the other great thing is that we've even we've optimized the software so that you can go in and tick a box next to conversations that that the AI has had or a human has had, that would be a really good conversation to train the agent on, and in order to give the agent more examples of what the conversation is supposed to sound like. So that's another tweak that we've just added, and it's pretty cool because it really does. If you give the agent just 2 or 3 examples of what the call is supposed to sound like, we found that it really does improve the overall quality of the agent and how it communicates. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it's been 2.5 years of development, and I mean, I'm really excited to get. I still haven't scheduled a time with Cameron. You just reminded me. I've been so busy getting back to my day-to-day stuff, that I'm gonna schedule something with him and his I guess his programmer or whoever, the other person.
If you want a bit of background on him and that before you meet with him, then we can talk about that offline if you like.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, and anybody else, if you got any questions, there's a lot of people that are watching. If you can just post the questions below the video wherever you're watching, and I don't know if you have any questions, Reed, but and Mark, any other questions that you have?
Yeah, I'd just like to probably catch up with you another time about white labeling. And
yeah. I mean, and that's one thing that really are looking forward to doing. I mean, we're doing that with Nate. I mean, he's using our software, and he's he's charging a lot. He's charging $2,000 to $4,000 a month, to manage his clients that he's got using the software, and it really allows him to deliver really good results. I mean, you can see. I mean, what client's going to leave him when he's able to show those kind of results. He's actually given those case studies back to the clients, and the clients are like, wow, yeah, this is really. So, because most agencies, the situation that they run into, and I did too, and this is part of the reason why I developed the software, is that business owners are like, well, I can just manage this myself. Why do I need you? I don't need, I mean, and it's true. If you're not doing all the things that you just saw there with the AI, and you're not filling out the surveys, and you're not, if you don't have a system for getting reviews and answering the phone with the AI, there's really not a lot that you can do with, and that can be done with humans. I mean, that can, but it's, yeah, it can be challenging. It takes a few humans, especially if you start getting a lot of clients. And there's very few agencies that are even doing that. Most agencies are not filling out their surveys. They don't have any AI backing up, the human intake. And they don't have any of the other solutions that we have for message leads. And so just let me know what questions you have. I'm gonna go through the 3 topics really quick, briefly, and before I wrap up here. Unless you got any other questions, I'm going to go through the 3
No,
topics.
I'll catch you on WhatsApp.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. All right, guys. So let me go through the topics for today. I mean, so one of the topics was the agentic triage, how LSA Command's AI eliminates tire kickers instantly. Stop paying Google for junk leads. Let the AI filter the garbage and pre-sell the gold. So what this is referring to is how LSA Command leverages conversational AI to replace manual intake. I'm not saying to replace manual intake. I'm saying have your humans answer the phone. If they can't answer within 15 seconds, then flip the call over to AI. That's really the best way to do it. That's what we found, because then it's the best of both worlds. You get a human in the loop. If they can take it, great. If not, the AI can at least get the call answered and qualify them, and then potentially do a warm transfer. Beating the responsiveness penalty with zero latency AI. If you stay on the phone for 31 seconds with a bad lead, you just lost money. Here's how AI fixes it. So Google's 2026 LSA algorithm explicitly penalizes slow replies and missed calls, dropping your visibility if you are deemed unreliable. So the AI identifies bad fits, which is wrong area, wrong service, and resolves the interaction instantly, protects your budget, and boosting your responsiveness ranking signal. So this is what we talked about. So it, again, once the humans, if they can't answer, the AI answers, and then qualifies the person, like Mark was talking about. It will ask questions in order to identify if the person is the right fit for the business that is being called. And once the person rings the bell, so to speak, and is qualified by the AI agent, then you can have the agent do a warm transfer to a human and try again to get that person with context, and giving the context to the person at the company, so that it's not just it's a warm transfer and not a cold transfer, which is great. So all that time, energy, and effort is not wasted. It's just transferred, and the call is transferred with all that context intact. So that's the other thing that the agent can do, is that it can do a calendar scheduling with the person that's on the phone if the person is qualified. If not, humans are not, the human time is not wasted, because then that person is disqualified and there's no time spent by a human to interact with that person because it wasn't a qualified person or a qualified lead. Number 3 topic is the machine learning feedback loop, training Google with AI, how to force Google's AI to send you your richest customers. Google recently removed manual LSA disputes, meaning you must disposition and rate every lead daily to maintain quality. This is what I was talking about with Mark. So your AI, basically your AI essentially talks to Google's AI, training their machine learning algorithm to understand your perfect customer avatar. This is what we're doing by filling out those surveys, is we're training Google's AI to understand the type of client that you're looking for. So it's really important that you understand that and understand the value of that as a business owner. And yeah, if you have any questions, again, please let us know. I'm going to wrap it up here. We're at 2:40. We got 3 people on. If you have any questions, you can go to DIYai.ai. Again, you can text us at 561-861-3238. And go to our school community. Just go to school.com, do a search for DIY AI, and continue the conversation there, or post a comment below the video wherever you're watching it. Okay. I hope that you got value today. Let me know what questions you have. And yeah, I really look forward to seeing you guys next week. Same time, same place. All right. Thanks a lot. Talk soon.